Hey everyone, welcome back to another bonus episode of Horror Talks with Tate. My name is Tate Irons and I'm the host of the podcast. And today we have a very special guest here. We have Matthew McAllister, who is known for playing Mike the Exterminator from the first installment of one of my most favorite franchise of all time, Terrifier. So, how are you doing, Matthew?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be
That's
here. Thanks for inviting me.
No problem, mate. It is such a pleasure to have you here because you're actually the first actor I've interviewed for the Terrifier franchise.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
which I've already had like interviewed the costume designer of Terrifier 2 and 3, Olga Turka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm that was after my time, so I don't know them, but that's
yeah,
cool. Yeah,
yeah.
no,
It is cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm an OG. I'm from the original one, so
yeah. That's right.
there's there's, there's been a lot of momentum with the franchise that I kind of I missed that, but it's been fun
Yeah,
to watch. It's been exciting to watch it take off.
yeah. Totally did. Um. So yeah, I'm gonna ask you like, how did you get into acting?
Well, I kind of always wanted to do it. Did some stuff in school and college, etc. And then in my early 20s, when I kind of finished college, or I like to say college finished with me because I didn't graduate. I actually tried to do stand up for a little bit. I'm from the New York area, just out of New York City, just north of it in the suburbs, and that made it kind of accessible. Practically speaking, I could get in there and perform, and I pretty much have mostly laid my head up here. I've never really quite lived in the city, but I'm not far. I can take a quick train ride in there, and I've moved around a little bit up here, but for the most part, I spent a lot of time in my 20s and 30s working odd jobs and trying to break into the acting industry. Like I said, I tried to do stand up for a while. I was about 23, 24. Kind of gave up on that around 26, and then around 27, 28, really started to chase acting in earnest. Did the things that people do. I took classes. A lot of things in the modern era, we do a lot of people do what's called pay for play, where I was like paying to meet agents and stuff, and didn't really get very far. Did a lot of unpaid or low paid stuff that was independent. New York's a really theater driven town, so as you might expect with Broadway and all that, whereas LA is film and television really. There is production in New York, and there's more now than there was historically or within recent history. Um, but yeah, so I was doing a lot of plays for no money and stuff, and web series, which was a popular thing in the 2000s. A lot of my friends were making their own work to keep busy, and they'd put me in stuff, that kind of thing. And eventually, I went to an audition for Terrifier, and I think it was 2014. I got the audition for that, which I found on a website, and the one thing led to another.
Wow, that's amazing. Cause like I think you did like really good at the acting for Terrifier. But I mean like well you died by Art the Clown, so yeah. Yeah. So what what is your favorite horror film and why are they your favorite?
I always like to tease you horror fans a little bit because I'm not a big horror guy.
Okay.
This was a gig. The one movie I often bring up because I get this question anytime I do any of these things, which isn't very often, but I've done a few. I did one 2 weeks ago, actually, a podcast just like this one. Um, it was a movie called Jacob's Ladder. I don't know if you've ever come across it.
Oh, I
It's
don't think I've
it,
heard of it.
it it's I mean, it's hard for me to say this because it just dates me, but it's a bit older. It's from the 90s. It was kind of gosh, what would be the genre? They got good genre names for stuff now. It's kind of like a mental horror picture. It's about a guy who's a Vietnam veteran that's having a lot of visions, and it really creeps me out. I was never I was never big on the gore, but I did kind of. I grew up in the 80s in the States, so we all watched Freddy, we all watched, Jason, we all watched Nightmare on Elm Street, like I said, and Texas Chainsaw. Everybody watched it at some point or another. And I always thought they were fun, but yeah, like I tend to go if I watch a horror movie, I tend to want to see something that's really gonna sort of psychologically creep me out, as opposed
Mm.
to, straight gore. But I've always liked gore, and yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's really cool. So that movie that you said you like, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, dude, check it out. If you
Yeah,
don't
I
mind my
will.
asking, how old are you?
I'm 19. I'm close to turning 20.
Oh gosh, oh gosh. Well, I'm
Yeah.
47. So
Oh
yeah, I
yeah.
wonder, I wonder if I'd be intrigued to find out what you think about it, because the pacing of older movies. Even I, who grew up with them and liked them at the time, because of modern, storytelling on screen. Even I go, oh, this is kind of slow. But I think that one's runs pretty well apace. I'd be curious what you think. It's got that guy. I don't know if you know him off the top of your head. His name's Tim Robbins. He was in Shawshank Redemption.
Okay. I'm not sure if I heard about him. I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, you'll probably recognize him when you do look him up. But he's a pretty big actor. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll have a look at him. Are there any upcoming projects that you're excited about?
Hmm. Right now, no.
Okay.
I don't mean to be. I have plenty of stories to tell about my acting days, and I don't think they're behind me, but they're pretty much in limbo. I am currently a mailman here in the States for the United States Postal Service because I need to make money, and I never
Wow.
really made that much money as an actor. That's one of the
Mm.
cool things, though. As much as I haven't been able to benefit from it myself, when we made Terrifier, and I was a peripheral part of it, as one might say, because I think they shot the thing for over 30 days, including some reshoot days, and I worked a total of 6 days, across about a month, in and out. But it was really a bare bones operation, and no one. Maybe Jenna Cannell was having some career success, and Samantha Scafidi was on her way to having some career success. As I understand it, she's moved into directing a little bit, or maybe a lot
Yeah.
of bit, I should say. And then Catherine Corcoran, she
Oh
had
yeah.
some success, but everybody else involved in that project was someone still trying to break through, including Damien.
Yeah.
Um, so, like right now, I don't know how much you've been able to come across it. Maybe on social media you have, but for instance, I think it's at Universal Studios in Florida. They have a horror house for the Halloween season, which is it's an amusement park. It's right near
Mhm.
Disney World in Florida. Um, in the horror house, Terrifier and Art the Clown are really featured, which
Yeah.
shows it's insane how big this franchise has become. Because Damien and Phil Falcone, the producer, they were making it for peanuts when we worked on that thing in 2015, and for it to have come this far it's really amazing.
Yeah, it is really amazing. Like I never expect that Terrifier and Art the Clown started to become one of the iconic horror franchise. Like it's just amazing. Like and it makes me like how they said that Universal Studios what has the Terrifier made. That makes me want to go there so badly.
Yeah, no, I want to check it out too. I don't think I'll get a chance to, but yeah, I hear you. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's an
Yeah,
equivalent in Australia where they'll open up something similar. I don't know.
yeah, because they said that because like in Australia they have an event at a place called Movie World that does Fright Night, and they do like horror experience. I'm just hoping that one year they could do Terrifier.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Mm. Yeah, well, I'll have to see when if that happens soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. Yeah. So now I'm gonna ask you the questions about Terrifier.
Okay.
How did you get involved in this film? Mhm.
So, like I said earlier, I got an audition. It's pretty cool though. Like I said, it was very um sort of low rent independent production. And so I had a manager at the time who would submit me for auditions, but uh, I would also go find my own. He was only able to keep me so busy, so I had to go find my own. And there are some websites. I'm a little out of touch these days, so I don't know which ones people are using more than others. But I think I saw this posting for an audition on Actors Access that Damien had posted. And I went into the city and went to a rehearsal space where they were having the audition. Uh, and Damien was there, and a guy named George, who's the director of photography for I think all of the films, and Phil Falcone, the producer I mentioned, were all there. And
Mhm.
I got to do a couple scenes with them, and it went very nicely. And then I didn't hear anything for a long time, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, but you don't know this. Uh, I I always mention that like I'm not one of the things I've struggled with as an actor is you do kind of need to be pushy, and I'm not. And for some reason though, I had a good feeling about this project, and I kind of emailed Damien. I wasn't too pushy, but I was like, "Hey, did you decide on who you're gonna cast yet?" And he would kind of be like, "It's not set in stone, but don't worry, you're looking good." And he wouldn't really commit. And eventually, though, I got the role, and it was a journey. Like I think it was the summer of 2015. I had to go out to this house in Staten Island, which is a section of New York City. It's broken up into five boroughs, if you're not familiar. Um, and Staten Island's kind of the forgotten borough. It sort of gets picked on a little bit. It's sort of more suburban than urban.
Yeah.
And uh, that's where Damien's from, and a lot of the people from Terrifier are from. And anyway, it's a little strange to go out to Staten Island.
Yeah.
You never do that as an actor. There's no real reason to do it. So I went out there, I got my way out there, and we were in this random house that I think Phil, the producer, like I said, was trying to flip. He was renovating and selling, so they were using it for all this pre-production stuff. And
Mhm.
they put a cast of my head that day, uh, for the eventual stomping out of my head by art. And that, like I said, that was in the summer of 2015, and then we didn't start shooting till November, December. So it was pretty long process to eventually when I really shot the movie.
Yeah, that is so cool. Like I, because like you really did a good job playing your character in the first Terrifier. Like I love it.
That makes that means a lot, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was. I'm very happy with the performance, and I
Yeah,
really thought the movie came together great. Yeah,
it did. Because like I should say, like my favorite part of the first Terrifier was the infamous hacksaw scene. Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that Damien knew what he was doing.
yeah,
That was certainly a planned part of his vision. He knew it was going to be. He talked about it from day one. He was like, "Oh, we're doing this scene, man. It's going to be wild. People are going to freak out." He knew what he was doing.
yeah. He sure did, he knows how to make people feel like disturbed.
He does. He does.
Yeah,
He really does.
yeah.
I
Um.
know he showed me the in Terrifier 2, the bedroom scene
Oh my God.
before it came out on his phone. And
Mm.
he was showing a couple of us. And he said he showed it to his mom, and she was like, "What the hell is wrong with you?"
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So, do you have a favorite part when filming the movie?
I think for me the most fun I had, well, I had a lot of fun the whole time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I think the most fun I had because it was the most for me to do really. You know, the way you shoot stuff, like when I first meet Jenna's character, um, the way you shoot something like that is very quick and it's not you don't really get to live in the scene very much. You're just kind of like trying to get it done. Don't waste their time, you know, don't be too cutesy or whatever. Just do what's in front of you. And you know, the my favorite part though is when, because I think it was mostly shot in a single day, maybe 2 days, when Samantha and when I basically almost save Samantha's character. Sorry, I forget the characters' names, but um, you know, I whack Art over the head, and then I drag her into the room, and I call the police. It's one step after another, and we shot a lot of that kind of sequentially. And usually you shoot out of sequence, and that was just fun because I got to really kind of dig my teeth into it.
Yeah, yeah, that makes so much sense. Cause like I like the part when you say Samantha's character and knocked out Art. Like people would I have a feeling people would say like they didn't want your character to die.
No, that's totally true. There was something that was really because I was basically I got this role and I got a line on a TV show right around the same time. They came out around the same time,
Mm.
and then I kind of lost steam with chasing acting, in part because I was wanting more work like that, and the only stuff I was continuing to get was kind of what I talked about before, this like low paid kind of stuff, and I was really bored with it, and I couldn't find the energy to do it, the motivation to do it. And then COVID hit, and it really kind of flattened me out. And so, you know, one thing that's nice about Terrifier's success is stuff like this happens. A guy like you from Australia reaches out and says, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?" That's fun. That's gratifying. But there was a thing on
Yeah.
Facebook. There's the Art the Clown Appreciation Society. I don't know if you are a member. It's a Facebook
Mm.
page. You could
Okay.
join. I'm sure the admins would let you right in. Um, and it's fun because the Art the Clown Appreciation Society was there from the beginning. A lot of those
Okay.
people were really on top of the project from the get-go. And um, someone posted maybe about a year ago, maybe more recent than that even, and they put all three of the ladies, Catherine, Jenna, and Samantha, and me, and they said if you could only save one, who would you save? And it was really nice because a lot of people said Mike, you know,
Okay.
and it was very nice. They were like, "Oh, that guy was just in the wrong place at the wrong time," you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, I do think that I pulled that off, where I made him, I don't know, likable enough or something.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um so yeah, what was it like working with the cast and crew for the project?
It was, pardon me.
No worries.
I'll tell your audience. Sorry, audience. I'm eating dinner. It was really fun. Um,
Yeah.
everybody, all the actors were really fun. David's. I always tell people. I kind of say the same things because, you know, I had a limited experience, but they're important things I think to share. Like, I just find it really ironic that David plays a mime clown, something to that effect. I don't
Mm.
know exactly how you describe it, but he doesn't speak.
Yeah,
He's a very comical guy.
yeah, he is.
And but the funny thing is, I don't know how familiar you are with his his resume. He's a voice actor. He does all kinds of acting, but he gets plenty of work as a voice actor in the things like
Oh,
cartoons. And he is really freaking funny. And like and so when you're waiting to go on set or shoot or whatever, you're just bored, and there's usually a lot of downtime. And I just remember
um,
David just being like, he's almost Jim Carrey like he's got an active mind. It just constant stream of hilarity. And then I didn't get to work with Catherine at all really. But I worked with Jenna a lot. She was like my buddy for a couple of days there. She's just
okay.
a very professional, fun, cool person. Um, and I worked with Samantha a little bit, who's also kind of the same. But and the crew was was working for peanuts, and they were kind of goofy. They were a little in over their head, and so things were a little hectic and chaotic. But that's okay. We were all doing it for the love. And George, the DP, is just like he's just a really knows what he's doing, and that was kind of nice to see that. Um, and in the end, Damien was doing a lot. Damien looked exhausted all the time because he was doing all of the practical effects himself. You know,
Mm, yeah,
Phil, the producer, who's just like this regular guy that I think used to work on Wall Street or something.
yeah.
He's just a smart enough guy. He would like assist Damien a little bit. But not only was Damien doing all the practical effects, he had written the movie, he was directing the movie. Um, and the thing that was pretty obvious to me, which was really exciting to be around, was that Damien just he had a clear idea as to what he wanted. You know, if somebody asked him, "What are we going to do here?" You'd see his wheels turn for a little bit, and then he would just kind of be like, "All right, we're going to do this." And he carried I wish I had one handy because I'm not sure if you guys call it the same thing, like an old graph notebook like you would have in middle school, or I don't know what you guys call it in Australia, but like sixth through eighth grade, like 12 to 14-year-old. And it'd be like something you would have for math class. And he just had all his notes in it, just like a huge batch of notes. And he would just like refer to it. And it was all handwritten and kind of, sketches and stuff. And it was very bare bones, the whole operation. And,
Okay.
and just like, but like Damien just clearly knew what he wanted to do. And that was really obvious and fun to be around.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, 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 because like it is great because Jenna did a good job with when playing like Tara
Yeah.
cause like yeah, and like Samantha, the character's name is Victoria.
Uh-huh.
Um, well, I mean, like your death scene was brutal. Like having your head like bashed.
Stomped in by a clown shoe. Yes.
Yeah, by a clown show. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, which
yeah.
is Damien's humor that he sprinkles throughout these movies. Uh and then David just levels it up because I just find what I saw I went to two screenings because it wasn't released in the theaters, really. It
Mm,
was more so distributed via streaming. And then the second one was the one that did really well at the American
yeah.
box office anyway. But they did screenings to kind of promote it. And I went to two different ones. And I always had to like cover my mouth because I just find art so funny. And David's
Yeah.
behavior is so funny. And like, it'd be tense in the theater and like, you could cut the tension with a knife and it would, and everyone would be quiet and I would just be like trying not to laugh so hard. because
Yeah.
I find art really, he's a big goof, that art.
Yeah, he is a goof. Like some parts in the Terrifier franchise did make me laugh because like art is funny. Like
Hmm.
he's funny and gory in the same way. So yeah, yeah,
Yes, yes,
that's what he is.
definitely.
Mm, yeah. Well, I think that's all the questions I got. So it's so great to have you here.
No, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem, mate. And yeah, it's been great like talking about your work in Terrifier.
I'm glad to hear it. Just, drop me a line whenever you post this.
Yeah, I will let you know. So everyone, if you guys haven't seen Terrifier, then I recommend go checking it out because it's super gory and you guys have to see Terrifier 2 and 3 as well because they get a lot good and yeah, hope you guys enjoy the gruesome kills and the comedy of Art the Clown. so so yeah, make sure you guys like leave a review, like and follow my podcast and stay spooky. And thank you so much again, Matthew, for your time to come and chat with me.
Thank you, man. It was great. You did great.
Thank you so much, mate. So guys, stay spooky and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.